So I'm wondering right now, for some reason, whether insects think, whether they have brains that enable them to actually think and make decisions and whatever. Because obviously, if you want to swat a fly or whatever, it will fly away from you or try and escape. So there is some part of the fly or whatever that is aware it's in danger, so it tries to fly away to be safer. So then I'm wondering if the thoughts within the fly extend into other areas of thinking. So obviously flies look for food, so it must have some sense of being hungry, and it must have some understanding of food and what it is and where to find it, and then understand that it has to consume it in order to not feel hungry anymore. And there seems to be quite a few thought processes that have to exist within the mind, if you like, of a fly. And so I am wondering what a fly thinks in general. So the fly thinks about safety, and that's why it flies away if you try and spot it. It thinks about food, and it thinks about meeting other flies so they can procreate, and it thinks about staying warm or whatever and maybe dry. In other words, there's a lot going on inside a fly's head, even though it's just a fly with a few cells to make up its brain. So I think it is strange to realize that flies do have brains and they do think up to a certain point. And I'm wondering how aliens who are more advanced than us, and they must exist, these aliens, if they discover us, they might regard us the same way we regard flies or beetles or whatever. They would see us as so underdeveloped that whatever we do and what we think of as advanced technology is basically nothing to the aliens that must be out there. And so I think it is very strange to know pretty much certainly, there's no reason that it isn't certain, that there are aliens out there who are far more advanced than us and would see us as the equivalent to ants, the way we see ants, they would look at us. And so they might dispose of us and our planet if we were in the way of whatever it is they wanted to do. We could be that unimportant to them. But we think we're quite advanced and we're doing quite a lot of stuff. And so I'm wondering how ants feel about themselves. They must think on some level because they do take evasive action. You try and squash them or whatever. They do feed themselves, they do procreate, they do work of a sort, they build their houses and whatever, their ants' nest. So the point is that ants have brains and they have thoughts, and they must think something. I'm just wondering what they might be thinking. What would it be like to be inside an ant's mind and to experience how they view the world? But I do think that even insects have an existence. They have a brain. They have thoughts. They have a consciousness of sorts. I'd imagine. But we dispose of them without a second thought, and we even sell fly killer and ant killer. It's not a problem to dispose of them. And I'm sure advanced aliens, more advanced than us, would view us in the same way. We would be so limited compared to them that we would be an inconvenience, maybe, that they would get rid of without a second thought. So we need to be aware that we could be the equivalent of ants, even though we think we're special, possibly and even probably we don't amount to much as humans. And it's strange to realize this.